Hi folks, my name is Marc Romboy. I'm running Systematic Recordings, and tonight we're gonna have fun at Showcase in Paris with Intruders TV. At the moment there is one EP just finished. It's a more or less Chicago house tribute EP, and the light is off. And it will be out on the label of Audio Jack, called Groove, by end of the year. And for the rest, I'm currently very busy with producing my own album, my solo album. And I hope it's going to be out in spring next year. But only he knows, so let's hope the best.
You're in the beginnings, you produce some tracks already?
I have many ideas on the hard disk, and now it's time to go through all ideas and to collect a track listing. But it's not so easy doing an album. When I did the album with Ken, for example, with Kenichi, it was pretty easy in so far because there was a concept and there was a sound signature which we followed. And I always need a concept when it comes to an album. I find it very boring just to compile 10 or 12 tracks together, put it out and say, hey, here is my album. I want something which you can listen to in one go and which has a frame, which is a concept, which you can listen to as one journey. And as long as this is not the case, I don't know when it's going to be finished.
You said for spring next year.
Yeah, only the Lord knows.
And anyway, you got a lot of activities with your own label. You also got an EP with Renato Cohen.
Yeah, it's just out, yeah. And this EP has rather deep tracks and slower techno house tracks, which are a little bit more groovy and a little bit more vintage alike.
And you also got the album of Rubber Bubbies coming in June.
Correct.
Something a bit deep with some trance tracks, but rather deep.
When he showed me the album, I visited him in his studio like half a year ago. I was very happy, very convinced, very touched by his music, and to be honest, I have never been disappointed by his productions, because when he decides this is my album, then you can be very sure that it's a great collection of music.
You said half a year ago he showed you the album?
Yeah.
It's long to release it.
Well, to be very honest, the first tracks he showed me already a year ago.
Okay.
But yeah, this shows again something which maybe the consumer or the audience is not realizing at any time, that it takes a lot of work and conceptual effort and everything to finalize such an album, because yeah, you don't wanna just put out something. You need a nice artwork, you need a good concept regarding the artwork, there must be a sense behind it, and you have some mastering work and everything, and at the end everyone has to be happy, and this takes time, that's out of the question.
And about the sound, between this two release of other artists on the Systematic, plus your own release, including your solo one, The Speech, in the last one.
Yeah.
It's a good summary of your wide range from early Chicago house to experimental techno.
Yeah.
When you're working in studio, have you got some period when you want to make only a type of music, or are you changing every day of sounds?
It's funny that you answer that you want to know about it, because the same question I heard this afternoon when I made an interview with In the Mix Australia. They exactly answered the same. Well, it's easily said. I must come back to the good old days when techno was just techno, and this influenced me a lot. And I never wanted to think in genres. So when I go to the studio, I just follow my feelings. Doesn't matter whether it's deep house or harder techno. I don't care. I just follow my gut feeling and my intention and my, let's say, mood. And I never think about any strategies. So I know that some people might be a little bit confused when they once hear a deep house track and once they hear a techno track. But this is me, and it's a part of my character.
But I didn't mean about strategy, just about your mood. Do you sometimes, I don't know, maybe during 2 weeks, think about making something like this? I don't know, like Chicago style.
Yeah.
And are you every day you changes according to your mood?
Just of course, of course. I have my periods, of course. Yeah, sure thing. It's like this that, for example, when we finalized the album with Ken Ishii, I was really in the mood of doing something like this, and but I must say that the contribution of Ken gave me a huge kick, because he had really outstanding exotic ideas I would never have. So when I sent him some skills of myself, I was really like, wow, when I heard his ideas, and then I was really motivated to finalize the entire album, and this is why it happened really fast, actually.
And about the label, you set up Systematic in 2004. After another label, you ran Le Petit Prince.
Yes.
Why did you stop Le Petit Prince and create Systematic? What was the reason about it?
Well, it's a little bit, the story is a little bit long, because when I started Le Petit Prince in 1993, I did it together with a counterpart, with a guy called Klaus Deris. He was the co-founder of the label. And then we founded a couple of different labels, also with other artists. And then after around 5 years, the creative phase of this label was over. Okay. So this label stopped actually already in 1999. And then in 2003, 2004, I felt the urge to say, okay, now it's really time to create my own label, where I'm the only A&R manager and no one else. No co-runner and no co-owner. And this was actually the birth date of Systematic until today.
But you had really early, so this state of mind of label manager from 1993, so it came early, because you could only be an artist, but you wanted to be to run your own label, even with colleagues.
This is correct. Yeah, I really wanted it from the very beginning, and when I wanted it, I didn't know anything about this business, but I felt the urge to do it, and it was in a way driven. I cannot tell you who did drive me, but something inside of me said I must do this. And there's nothing else I can do anyway, so that's the result at the end.
And now you've developed some new activities for the label, with the TV, with the podcast. That's the way a label has to go, or do you think?
I don't know if it has to go like this, and the TV thing is just a little side project which is not that essential. The main core activities of the label are releasing EPs, LPs, and the radio show, which comes out weekly.